How's everybody been handling the coronavirus?
Well, I'll say like first off, I hate it because I can't go party on the weekend, so it sucks.
Yes,
That's
priorities.
the thing for me. But as far as like just handling in general, I don't know. It's kind of weird because in Nashville, it's like it's kind of hitting us hard, but it's not really obviously as big as like New York or San Diego where Josh lives and everything. But um, so it's weird, like getting that. I don't know, seeing it from a distance a little bit. Um, but no, it's cool. I mean, I ain't doing nothing, sitting at the crib, doing my thing, waiting for it to all be over, which I don't really see the end. Um, but
Quarantine life looks exactly like my regular life.
Well, Blair, I agree with you that it is kind of like my normal life, but living alone during this is not all it would be cracked up to be. Like, I don't have to deal with people's nonsense, of course, but little cabin fever can kick in when a brother's here by himself. For it's about a month I've been here by myself. I think the only person I've really just had like personal interaction with is my
But
dad.
you live in the same city as your family. You can always go home.
I'm not getting them sick. I'm not getting sick. It's too much to live for.
That's fair. I hear you.
I went and saw my grandma last week. I mean, she's 92. She hanging in there, bro. Like, she ain't stressed about none of it. I mean, I go outside on my balcony here and there, but outside of that, I'm chilling. I need all this to get over, though. My brother can actually, like, formally graduate.
Good grip.
It kind of sucks because, you work so hard for 4 years and then you're just kind of sitting in limbo. I don't know.
It's tough not to get a ceremony, man. Especially after all that.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Just email y'all stuff?
We're supposed to get told on the 15th.
You gonna get the email diploma?
So what we were told is we're gonna have a physical one eventually, and they're looking at August, December, or next May. But we're gonna
Y'all gonna walk with the next class.
Oh,
I don't see that happening, but we'll see.
Probably two separate.
A lot of people are going to come back in August and December.
No.
First off, if we do it in December and it's not in the FedEx form, I'm gonna lose my mind because December in Memphis is like 20 degrees.
Hold on, bro.
I'm not sitting in
Fisher
How much money do you Rhodes have?
No. I'm not sitting in Fisher Garden when it's 20 degrees.
Don't be right in.
So what are they going to do about high school students? Like, are they just going to graduate all high school students? Because I know they're not taking online classes.
I think
some of them are.
They are.
Yeah, Duke, you can speak more on that. You teacher.
I mean, it depends on your school. Because some high schools, especially in Memphis, public schools, they can't afford to, students can't afford to, they don't have access to internet, they don't have this stuff like that. So I think if you're a senior and you're in good standing before the coronavirus broke out, I think you're going to be on track to graduate because they're not going back to school. You know what I'm saying?
They're not going back to school. I know my sister got optional work, and I mean, she pretty much watching Netflix all day. She ain't doing nothing.
That's all they can give you is optional work.
School. And they're giving them, for those kids who don't have internet or don't have a computer, they just tell them to come pick up their work from school.
It ain't that
but
deep.
they have to coordinate it with somebody.
Cody, how you hold up in Brooklyn?
In Brooklyn, I mean, I'm not doing nothing. It's weird because people keep calling me, like my mama, my grandmama. What are you doing? Are you safe? I'm like, I'm doing the same thing that I did before. Nothing has changed in my life. I'm just like not going out. That's all. So like the only thing I really miss is like after work going to get a drink, or like, you know what I'm saying, like being able to go just out. You know what I'm saying, be outside. You know what I'm saying. You wake up on the weekend, you like, oh, it's Saturday. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go into the city. I'm gonna do this, that, da, da, da. Nah, I'm stuck in Brooklyn. So I mean, it's all right. Like it's weird, like hearing everything going on. Like you know what I'm saying. The death total just doubling here every single day. It's sobering because, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting at the crib. Like, it's a lot of people who, like, really literally, like, make this city go around who still have to be out working. And, like, here, you know what I'm saying? You can't drive to work. you can't really like socially distance yourself all that much, especially when you like be poor. Like
Right.
you still got to take the train, and then they cut the train to like only make an essential stop. So then it's just more people packed onto the train to begin with, putting more people at risk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, that's the flip side to it. But you know what I'm saying? So my experience compared to everybody else, you know what I'm saying, still got to work. I'm doing great. I can't complain.
Yeah, I mean, I got laid off, so I've pretty much been at the crib. But like when I actually do leave the apartment and go downtown, like Beale Street's a ghost town. Like this is
Yeah,
the
that's crazy.
like weirdest I've ever seen downtown Memphis. Like
Oh,
obviously,
shit. God damn it.
obviously,
Go ahead.
obviously people are still like out like at Tom Lee Park and stuff. But outside of that, like the roads are empty. You don't really hear the police sirens no more. Like it's just quiet all the time.
I just
So-
need my
The traffic has definitely died down in Nashville. I can get to work like 15 minutes earlier now.
nice.
And there's been no accidents. So when all these people come back from this little virus, I'm gonna need them to act right. I'm not about to do all that.
So if we have nothing else to just talk about, like as far as our personal lives go, the NCAA did give out a ruling kind of allowing senior players to come back that were affected by this, but it didn't really help like people at our level because, you know, we're paying to go to school. We're not on scholarship. How do you think the NCAA handle this like coronavirus situation?
They said that everybody could come back no matter what level they play on. Is that what you're saying?
Essentially, but some like Harvard said they're not giving, like the Ivy League school said they're not giving out an extra year. Like it's up to like the schools and the leagues how they're going to enforce it. But essentially, NCAA said, yeah, you can come back if you want to, but you still have to pay whatever you were paying. Like there's no waiver or anything to help these people out financially.
So you,
Like,
so you still get another scholarship year if you're on scholarship.
you get whatever you were getting paid this year. So like at D3, if you want to pay another year, you can pay another year, but you're not getting no help.
Yeah.
So like at the D3 level, unless you're going to grad school like Duke, there's literally no point.
Even if your season started or hasn't started yet?
Even if your season started or hadn't started. So if you're a D3 senior athlete, you would have to pay for another year of school to play your senior year and finish it, which to me isn't fair. Like if you're D1, if you're on scholarship, more than likely they're going to honor that scholarship. D3, we're shit out of luck essentially.
I mean, they're kind of running it like a business.
Yeah.
That's
That's all
exactly
I'm
what
doing.
they're doing. They're making money off D1 players, D3 players.
Yeah.
Like NCAA is not making any money off of us. So what's
Right.
the point of offering?
Yeah, I've never felt like they put much time into, you know, the D3 anyway. So when it comes to something like that, they're probably, you know, they're not like, oh, well, we don't have to put much into it. You know, we know, kind of like Blaire said, we know really where all the entertainment and the money is. So,
But are you asking if it isn't fair or just what you
What
think
just
about?
just what y'all think? You can think it's fair, unfair, whatever y'all think it is.
I think it makes sense as a concept to like allow players to come back, play their last year, go out how they want to go out. But at the same time, this is going to be interesting to see who all actually takes advantage of that. To see how many students actually say, you know what, I'm gonna go back to school and I'm gonna play a whole nother season of my sport that I was halfway through, just to finish on a good note. Risk injury, risk everything, you know, set my life 1 year back just to play a whole nother year. And I'm not saying it's not important, you know, to finish your senior year how you want to finish it. But it's just going to be interesting to see how many students actually say, you know what, I'm actually going to do that. Because if I was a senior and I played, because I know some of my homeboys, like he was playing a grad year baseball, and then obviously his season just got cut off. He got sent back home. Now he's at home. And so he has no more years of eligibility left. He was in grad school. He's done. And I know for him, he's like, you know what, forget it. Like, bump it. I'm not going to go back and play a whole nother year just cause. And I know if it was me, I would have done the same thing. I would move on, especially if I'm not looking to play my sport after college at any level. Then I guess it's time to move on. It sucks, but that's what the whole country is dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are losing plenty of money. People are losing opportunities. People's lives are getting put on hold. So I think I just think it'd be interesting to see how many students actually take advantage of this. And then it also sucks for the senior class in high school now.
That's
so
true.
You see you don't see a lot of old dudes coming back to play another year. Like, this is my time. You're cutting into my 4 years at this point. You know what I'm saying? Especially on like basketball teams where it's only 12 to 15 slots. You might have an old point guard that's supposed to graduate, and the freshman point guard is supposed to come in and try to get playing time and stuff, and that class is messing with his time. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But if it was me, I'd just say bump it. I'm done. Sucks to end that way, but I'm over with.
I think it won't be a lot of people that actually come back and do that, because they would have to go through classes still, right?
Yeah.
Because in order to be eligible for NCAA, you got to go through classes. So I don't see people like graduating this spring and then saying, well, I'm going to go back for another year, take, whatever, some BS classes just to finish out my senior year in the spring.
Right.
Because it only applies to spring sports. It doesn't apply
Right.
to basketball. It doesn't apply
Well,
to any other winter sports.
Count for basketball?
No,
I don't think so.
No,
it doesn't count
for basketball.
It only counts for spring sports. So baseball, lacrosse.
Listen. So
That's what we get for playing the sport that lasts.
basketball, hockey, and any other like winter sports, they didn't get it. It's only baseball, softball, and the lacrosses that actually get this extra year.
It's only spring sports.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I could see some people. I think at the end of the day, the NCAA made the best decision they could, given the circumstance. At the end of the day, right? But also, I could see like some people who were, spring seniors, like a baseball guy, something like that, where like they were on the edge of what exactly they wanted to do. I could see a lot of people like fan to get like a master's in accounting program or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And they're playing, especially if they had really no idea what they wanted to do. They know they were a business major. Like, I could see that happening maybe. But motivators like singularly by sports, I don't know. Because that ain't what you came to Rhodes for in the first place.
Can you transfer?
I have no clue how the transfer aspect of it works.
Because if I could transfer and go play at a different school.
But how many D3 kids are going to be able to transfer to like bigger schools and make it happen? It's a small number of people that actually ever do that.
If you go D3 up, or if you go any level up, you got to register the year anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to sit out another year. Then you're 25 still playing college sports. And then
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, but what if they took that out and you could play next year and transfer? Would you?
Personally, it would have sucked like as a middle of the football season, just season's over. But at the end of the day, like I talked to my dad about this when all of it was going down. Like, I'm not going pro. I'm 5'8". Like, it would have sucked, but it's just over. That's what God had planned for me. Move on. I'm bigger than just the sport I play. I would have cried like a little baby when it was over, but it's just over. It's snatched away, but it's done. Like, being in Florida with softball, like seeing that firsthand was like crazy situation for me. Cause like I was just sitting there with their coach, like watching film, getting ready for the game the next day. I went to the bathroom. I come out, he's on the phone, like pissed. I'm like, what's wrong? As soon as he gets off the phone, he's like, the season's over. Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, Coach Dean just called me. Season's done. As soon as we get back home, season's over. We're all going home. So, like, that team meeting we had, all those girls were crying. Like, just seeing that just kind of get taken away from them. Like, they were playing their best softball. And that is just done. Like, some of those girls are having career seasons. I know, like, Anna Kula had a chance to break, like, the stolen base record. And then, like, it's just all those opportunities just gone. Just took that from them. So, like, I felt bad, but it's only so much you can really do in a situation like this.
Yeah, it's really the closure, like in any situation, but especially a sport that you've been grinding on for so long. Like when it doesn't end how you want, no matter what, you're gonna feel that hole. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I feel like a lot more people are gonna go back because this is their last chance to really prove that all the work that they put in, like this is how it shows up. Whether it's on the field or on the court or whatever. So that's tough. Yeah, I mean the closure is the biggest thing because it kind of just ends, not even on your terms, not even losing, just going home. This makes you confused. So.
Yeah. Cause I know like baseball is the top 10 team in the country. Like they had a chance of going to the national championship. Just done.
Yeah. Even like with the memories, like school getting cut off, I know a lot of people were pissed. Like, I mean, for Rhodes case, like they don't get rights to spring.
Nope.
They don't get,
I'm working on something to fix that though.
All that.
Stay tuned.
But now, like all those memories that you create, post spring break, those didn't happen, and they're not gonna happen. Even if you came back next year, like it's still not the same group of people. It's not the same, situation, not the same camaraderie. So, yeah, it's just I don't know. It just sucks, man. Like it sucks, but this is what the whole world is dealing with right now. So. People are losing a lot of money over this. Shout out to the NBA for shutting the world down.
So, next question. This is kind of going back to us as athletes. How did you stay yourself as far as on the floor, off the floor, and like what was the difference between who you were like as an athlete and who you were just like as a person in the outside world? And how did you kind of balance that?
I think I'm just goofy. Danny. I think I was just goofy all the time. Like I never took anything serious ever. I tried to, but like even in all aspects.
I also think just like every athlete, you had your like game mode too, just where you were you took out your frustration on the court and you left it on the court and just walked off at the end of the day.
But you can't take yourself too seriously ever. And I dipped my toe into a lot of different things when I was playing in college, like outside of basketball. So then when I got to basketball, it kind of gave me that outlet of being serious, I guess. But even in that, I was still goofy.
Definitely going to a small school like Rhodes, where sports aren't put on a pedestal or as big a pedestal as D1 colleges and stuff. It helps a lot because you're just a normal person on campus outside of your sport. So it's easy for you to integrate into the rest of campus life and do whatever as just a regular student. Not to say those students aren't regular students, but a guy like Zion Williamson, wherever he went on the campus, some people were asking for autographs and taking pictures with Zion. Like that's not regular student life. You know what I'm saying? But at Rhodes, ain't nobody doing that. So it was just easy.
Yelling QB1 across the
I was finna say.
so
DJ a little bit too.
Yeah, definitely DJ for sure. But no, for me, like I just like especially senior year, like spring after football season, I did whatever. Like Blaire was saying, like I tried to join a bunch of different stuff. Like I joined a band with Lucas and them. I was like heavy into like trying to just do a bunch of stuff before I graduated. Like I'm not gonna have any other time to do this. I'm not gonna be in college anymore. So I just was like, you know what, bump it, I'm gonna do it. So it was just easy to like integrate myself into the rest of campus life and maximize the time that I had with my roommates, friends, close friends and stuff, going golfing in the middle of the week and stuff like that. Like it was just fun, like just cool just to, I don't know, just to be I don't want to say normal student, but a non-athlete student.
North.
That has a negative connotation.
It does. I didn't want to say that. That's what she said.
Come on, bro.
I mean, we all know what it is. Like we were athletes. That sounds weird for me to say. We were athletes, but
I don't see how
We'll
you have
watch
a bad
now.
GPA without playing a sport.
So
You have
what?
8 hours to do all your work when you get out of class.
I literally
That's
used to
true.
say that, like, you should have straight A's if you're not
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
playing
right.
a sport.
Yeah, but sometimes when you're not like structured and have all that, and you're not so busy, like you just let time fly. So
That's true. I mean, you
you
know
gotta struggle
how it
into-
was every spring semester.
Oh yeah.
We would just absolutely not do any work. Let's be honest.
Staying up
Like
late.
you talking about going golfing in the middle of the week. The last thing on our mind was ever doing work.
Ever.
Ever. In the spring. I mean, mine in particular. I think I was way less organized in the spring. I was doing more activities, but at the same time, like, shoot, my schedule wasn't structured at all compared to the way it was in the fall.
That's different, though, because y'all season is only over one semester, whereas, like, we're
Yeah, that's
playing
true.
basketball for 6 months, like,
Yeah, it's
from,
true.
like, August to March. Like, we're always doing something. I feel like after basketball season, I was, like, more busy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I tried to keep myself
We had spring
outside.
workouts, but spring workouts ain't. It's an hour every morning. You know what I'm saying? Fridays, off.
Only did 2 of them.
Yeah. They want nothing. So, yeah, you're right. But I think college is a little bit about not having structure, though. Like, you got the rest of your life to have structure. Like, Cody, y'all all know. Like, some of y'all work in business and, like, we have life after college. And so, like, this time is for your structure. Like, now you get to graduate, be an adult, accept responsibility, live your life how you want to live it. But college, everything is there and there handed to you in college. You go to the rat or the lair, you eat. You ain't got to go grocery shopping if you don't live by yourself and nothing like that. You ain't got to worry about nothing. All you got to do is go to class, do your work, and that's it. But obviously in the adult life, it's a lot more responsibility. It's a lot different. So college, not having structure is actually, I think, encouraged to some degree to just figure out who you are, like what you like to do. Just go live life because you'll never have these 4 years back. That's how I saw it. My spring semester senior year, because I tried to be a very structured person, but spring semester I was just kicking it.
Yeah, I'll definitely say that, like, having structure pretty much all the time, like between football in the fall and then going straight into helping out with softball in the spring, it helped as far as what y'all were dealing with, as far as that spring semester where you get not careless, but where you get to the point where schoolwork isn't always like the first priority because you're trying to kind of figure yourself out. But like as far as like staying myself, like coming out of high school, I know personally I was in like a dark place because I hate losing, and then going 1-9 my last year in high school, like I was pissed like all the time. So like getting to college, getting to meet y'all, like that definitely it helped me.
Getting sentimental.
Nah, I'm just being real. Like it helped me.
Out of a
Like,
dark place.
man,
PJ laughing, bro.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, like y'all know. Every time I talk about that, I get pissed.
Yo, PJ started laughing, and then
I'm laughing at Cody because he said y'all went 1-9. Like,
Cody laughs every time I talk about it because like he can't imagine that. But like, yeah, going 1-9 sucked, and then like getting here, meeting y'all, like starting all this, like I never would have saw myself doing stuff like this when I got to college. But like once it got to be like senior year, like even my mom was saying like, are you sure you want to keep playing football? Like it's gotten to a point where football has become like second place for you. But granted, I never thought about quitting. That was never going to happen. I don't quit things, but it's definitely gotten to a point where football did kind of become like more of a obligation or a job than something I just saw as like something that defined myself. And that was definitely something that was different coming into college than like as I'm heading out. So,
I mean, I think that's a good point. I mean, like when you consider where we played and where some other small school people play, like it challenges your love for the sport that you're playing, because when you're getting all hyped up and strapped up, you walk out and there aren't that many people at your game, and it's really just family members and a few friends, but that really does challenge you. I think so. I agree with you. Like it makes you question whether or not you love your sport. And with me, I ended up kind of just continuing my love for the sport through how passionate I was about it, but also because of how you said not quitting, and how Cody Duke, PJ, all these other seniors and all these other guys that didn't quit. That also gives you some external motivations. So, I definitely agree with you on that. But then, like when it comes to how my personality was like on and off the field, I was like a big flip the switch type person. So whether it was just being goofy and stuff like Blaire said, but when it came to getting on the field, I was kind of ready to snap off. It was how I felt.
So I have no question for y'all. How was it like being in a sorority or fraternity, like with your sport, with that whole life, like Greek life and everything? Obviously, you got school. Like, how was that balancing? Because I feel like that's a whole nother like life you just got to take on while you have a lot of stuff going on anyway. So what was that like?
Annie?
It took a lot of time management and communication, because basketball felt like the basketball team and coaches and everything, they felt like basketball should have been my number one or our number one priority. And then our sorority felt like they should have been our number one priority. And they both meant a lot to us. I don't want to speak for both of us, but like they both meant a lot for me, just speaking like that. But yeah, it was just communicating with them to tell them that they both were important, trying to figure out how to make both work and not upset everybody. But there's definitely conflicts, but just talking them out and just explaining to them, I guess. I was fortunate enough to do both, so not everyone can do that.
I think the only reason that we were able to do both is because we went to a D3 school. Like, I couldn't imagine ever
there's no way I could
going D1, like playing a D1 sport and then trying to go through rush. Like,
no,
absolutely not. And I butted heads a lot with the sorority and trying to figure out how to do basketball.
They would never get another basketball player.
Yeah, they literally they're like, no more basketball girls. Yeah. I'm like, all right. We made it work though.
Yeah, for sure.
My anniversary's coming up.
Successful, in sport. So I know people that even at Rhodes, like a D3 school, like where athletes aren't the center, or athletics aren't the center, like people couldn't even handle that. Like I know people that quit, like they're on the football team, they quit, and maybe it was because of they lost the passion or whatever, but they just couldn't keep up. And that was even like one thing that I like in my decision making process, because I was thinking about it like my sophomore year, like what would my life look like. And I was just like, I just wouldn't be able to do it. Like, I know myself personally, I wouldn't be able to devote myself, that heavy to two different very important things in my life, and then maintain, a good GPA in school and all that stuff. And y'all did. So I was just trying to figure out how that happened.
No sleep, zero sleep.
Yeah.
There was like times.
During the rush part, you're definitely not sleeping. Like during the spring, and you also got workouts.
You have exams coming up too.
It kind of works itself out.
I remember my 21st birthday. I woke up at 6 a.m. I had basketball practice at 6 a.m. Then after basketball practice, I had to go to sorority meeting. So I was like up from like 5 a.m. to like noon doing strictly basketball and then sorority. And then I started to celebrate my 21st birthday. Awful. And it was on a Saturday. I was supposed to be asleep, waking up to mimosas. That didn't happen.
Yeah.